Hello and welcome. Today we'll be building something like this. This will be a toggle between a nav bar and a sidebar. I have a nav bar here with some nav items, and you can see the hover effect on all of these. And then if I decrease the window size, window width, it changes into this like sidebar menu. So I can open and close this menu, which this button only appears when this nav bar disappears. So this is like some responsiveness to this uh, nav bar, and if I decrease it further, you can see that nav bar decreases just to the icons and the text is gone, and I can still click these and like navigate to some different page like services and products. And same is with this, I can navigate to all of these pages very easily. And if I click this, I go to home. So we'll be making this today, and let's go ahead and see what we have set up. I have a basic setup here. What I have is a navbar, some files, navbar CSS, button CSS, and let's like set it up like this. And I have some imports, link, and from React Router DOM, and I have imported font awesome from React icons, and then I have imported button and also this nav items array from nav items.js, which has the some data related to the nav items. I also have this React router imported in the app.js, and I am rendering navbar at the moment, and routes are empty. We will fill it after we are done with uh, our navbar and sidebar. Let's go ahead in our navbar and start creating our nav. Let's create a nav with a class name of navbar, and inside uh, we will have a link with a with the path will be home, and inside this link we will have let's give it a class name of navbar logo. And here we have a small icon and then this text. The icon name is fa Pied Piper. I've already imported all the icons from Font Awesome React icons uh, with the name of icon, so I can like use them with this prefix of icon, sorry. And we have a text of Piper, sorry, my god, Piper here. So now if I refresh it, you can see that I have a small logo and uh, the text. Let's go to our navbar CSS and grab the navbar and style it a little. uh, we can give it a height of 10 vh, and background color, not background color, just a background of hash1b1919. Okay, and just to align it, display flex, align items center to align it vertically, and justify content center to align it horizontally. And let's now grab our navbar logo and change the color to white smoke, and give text decoration will be none, and font size will be 2.3 rem to increase the font size. Let's now align them, give them a display of flex, and align items center. Okay, now to to put some space in between, let's increase their width to 9 rem and give them justify content space between. Okay, now we are done, I think, with the logo. Yeah, there's nothing more to do here. Let's now go ahead and create our nav items. We'll create an UL with a class name of nav items, nav items, and inside this we will map through the array that we have imported from nav items, which is this one. uh, Nav items dot map item, and then we can return li, and each li will have a key, otherwise we will get a warning from react item.id that we have there. And then it will have, inside the li we will have a link, and each link will be taking us to a certain page, and that is also coming from the item to the nav items array, that is item dot path. And inside the link we have two things. First is the item dot icon, and the second is a span tag with item dot title. Okay. But I still cannot see those here. Let's see what's wrong. ul this give our, okay, I didn't write return, my bad. I should be able to see, and I also forgot the class name. Class name will be item dot n name. Now we can go ahead and style them a little bit. Let's grab the nav items first. Nav items, and we can go ahead and give it a width of 65 VW, and display flex and align, justify content flex, and this will bring all of these here. I didn't save it. Okay, yeah. And then we can grab each nav item and say list style, first of all none, to remove the like those dots, and we can give all of these some margin to their left side. We can also give it to the right side, but let's stick to what we have. And we can now grab the a tags or the links. You can say nav items a, and we can say text decoration none, color white. Why do I always forget this colon? White smoke. Why didn't change the color? Why did it not change the color? Let's refresh. Okay, sometimes it does it. Font size will be 1.2 rem, and we will have some padding, 6 pixels, 16 pixels. And just to align them better, we will say display flex align items center. Okay, and then we can also give it cursor pointer and border radius 5 pixels, because you'll be adding hover effect. And transition for hover effect will be 0.3 or 2s. All is out, and now we can do the hover effect. Whenever we hover over it, it will just change the background to tomato, this color. Yeah, and we can also grab the span tag. It is inside nav item. This is, oh, this is the error. Nav item a and span, and we can give we can add margin to its left, some 10 pixels, or like convert it into rems. And font size will be 1.3 rem. Okay, so I did this because These are the nav items, and this is nav item, not items. Each of these li. So now, but why did it not change the nav item? A span margin left 0.7 rem. Do we not have a span? We have a span here. And span, we go here, nav item is, let's refresh it. See, yeah, it has the margin. Okay, now we can go ahead and create the button, sign up button here. Let's go to our button.js and create link. Inside this link we will have a button. This link will take us to sign up page, and button will have a class name of button, and this will also have an icon. Icon will be icons dot fa. I use the user plus icon, and it will also have a span of sign up, and we cannot see it yet because we haven't rendered it. Let's go here and render our button component. Let's render our button component. I have already imported it here, and we can now see it on our screen. Let's go and style it. Grab the button component. Background will be this. Border will be none. Border radius will be 5 pixels to be consistent, and we will also give it the same padding as the other nav items, 6 pixels, 16 pixels, and not the color here, we can give it font size 1.3 rem, cursor pointer, and transition 0.3 as all is out. We can also do display flex just to align them. Align items center, and just for safe measures we can also give vertically, horizontally aligned, and we can then get the a tag and remove the text decoration from this, and we can also color white smoke here. Oh, sorry, here color white, not columns, color white smoke. We'll change the color, we don't need it here, and then we can do a button hover. And in the button hover I just like to switch the colors of background and the text. So this will be white smoke, and this will be tomato. Nice. Okay, so that's that, and we can also give these two some space in between. We can get the span from dot button, and span margin left will be 0.7 rem. Okay, and to space these two apart, we can go to our nav.css, nav items, and give this some margin right. Give it 2 rem. Okay, let's refresh. We have some things here because we haven't used all of the things. So we have a basic nav bar made. Now let's add some responsiveness to our nav bar. So To add the responsiveness, first of all, responsiveness, we can use uh, window.innerWidth property of JavaScript to check whether or not the screen size has reached what we are trying to find. So let's go and first of all, create some useState const. We will say mobile set mobile. It will be a useState which will be false. So essentially what we are saying is whenever this mobile you can say view is false, we want this to be navbar to be like this, and whenever it is true, we will change, we will not render these, we will just show a sidebar icon here. So if we go here, what we can do is we can wrap this ul inside the curly braces and add mobile and here. So what this will do is whenever this mobile is false, it will render this, otherwise it will not render this ul. So if I set this to true, so it is gone. Let's also add this to our button uh, button and this will also go inside. What did I do wrong? Button is not defined, sorry, this is mobile. Okay, so now both of those are gone, and if I set this to false, it will be uh, rendered. So we will not be doing it hard codingly, we will have some kind of logic here to change it whenever we reach a certain uh, inner width of our screen. But for now, okay, let's now create our useEffect. useEffect takes two arguments. One is a callback function and another one is a dependency array. So dependency array is essentially we will just be telling it when to run it. So if I put like mobile here, so whenever the value of mobile is changes, it will run the useEffect. So we'll not be putting anything here because we are using it in such a way. So what we are doing here, we first of all, let's add a window dot add event listener. Event listener will be of resize, and we'll be calling a function of handle resize whenever we see this event listener. So let's now go ahead and create this function. Handle resize will be a function, and what we will be doing inside it, we will be checking if the window dot inner width is less than 1065. What we want to do, we want to set mobile to true. Otherwise, we will set mobile to false. We can do it with a ternary operator, but I like to do it here like this, just to for the readability. And before I go ahead and do anything, make any changes here, I will also remove this event listener once we have. So once we add it, we listen to it, and when we have already when we re-render the useEffect, we need to first remove the last event listener. So in order to do that, we can do it like this: return, and we just return a window dot remove, and the same thing, resize, handle resize. So what this will do is whenever the useEffect is run, it will first uh, remove the event listener that it had before, and then add a new one. So we don't have like hundred thousands of event listeners. So now if I change the width of the screen, yeah, it went away, and when I increased it, it came back. So whenever the width of the screen is less than 1065, it just sets it to true, and when it is less than when it is greater than 1065, it sets it to false. So now we can go ahead and create inside our nav. We will also have we will have we will also add this icon here, this icon. So whenever this mobile is true, we want to see that icon. So in order to do that, uh, let's so let's just add this condition first. Whenever this is true, we want to do something. Okay, what we want to do is we want to have uh, let's say this is, come on, uh, sidebar toggle, and inside it we can have okay. So as you have seen that whenever I click this, it is changed, and when I click it again, it also changes. So uh, in order to get to have that functionality, we will have one more use state, and we will call it sidebar and set sidebar, and initially it will also be false. Okay, so here we will be checking if the sidebar is active. If the sidebar is active, what we want to render, we will be rendering some one icon. If it is not, we will be rendering something else. So let's first, if it is active, we want to render the close icon. So the icon name is icons.f8 times. I will be making it a self-closing tag, and if not, essentially we will be having uh, the bars. So what happened here, div is sidebar is undefined. Okay, so we can see it here. Now we can see a very small icon here, and okay, whenever I haven't added the on click here, so essentially whenever we click any of these, what it should do is it should call the set sidebar method and set the sidebar value to the opposite of whatever was before, and we need to set them both to that. So if I now click this, it will toggle between the two icons. So we will also add a class name here to sidebar toggle um, logo. Both of them will have the same class so that we don't have to write CSS for both of them. Now let's go to our navbar.css and grab the, what was the name, sidebar toggle logo. Sidebar toggle logo, and font size be 1.2 rem, very small, and color will be white. Let's increase it to 2 rem. I think it is much better. Okay, so now we want to move it here. So what we can do now is grab the our sidebar toggle div and make that very wide, 65 viewports width, display flex and justify content flex, and just like the same way we did with the uh, with these, we just increase the width and set them to flex, and I did the same thing here. We just increase the width and set it to uh, very end. So we can also increase size a little, I think. Where is this? Let's make it the same size as we have set for our home menu logo, and the color will also be white smoke. Okay, now now after our nav, we can have our another div, and we will be calling this, we'll be giving this a class name of sidebar, and this sidebar will have the same elements that our UL had, the same UL essentially, just the class name will be different. This time will be S name, just the thing that I showed you here. We have two class names, one is N name and one is the S name, just to style them differently. So if I go to our navbar now and change this to sidebar items, now we can go here, get our sidebar and set that to, first of all, set the width to um, some 16 rem. Give this a background of the same color as the navbar, 1B1919, and as you can see it now here, so now we can put it like this to style this, and give this the height of 90 VH. We had 10 for our sidebar, sorry, navbar, and then we can set 90 VH for this, and we can position absolute top will be 10 VH. Okay, and what else? We will have some transitions, so let's add the transition 0.3s. All is in out here. Now let's go ahead and let's not do that right now. Let's get our sidebar items now. Sidebar items, and set the text decoration to none, color white smoke. Why did it not change? What did I have here? Sidebar dash items. I think it's the same thing. Let's refresh it. Okay, there's something wrong here. We'll fix it. Let's keep on going. Font size 1.2 rem. Okay, it's working. We'll see why the color didn't change. Display flex, align items center, and flex direction will be column, otherwise it will set them horizontally column. Okay, the text decoration none is also didn't work. Okay, it's not the li is sidebar item. I think these two should be in here. Still didn't change. Okay, what did I do wrong? Sidebar items, this is the S sidebar item. It should change. This is the link. Okay, so this is link. We can go to sidebar item A and do this here. Okay, and this will have list style because this is the, okay, now it's working. List style none, this will not be here, and these two will not be here also. And let's go ahead and change the, where were we? We are here. Flex direction column border radius to 5 pixels, and cursor pointer and transition 0.2s, all is out. Okay, and then we can grab our sidebar item. Margin top will be 1 rem to space them apart, and width will be 100%. 100% and height will be 3 rem. Okay, and then we can go to our sidebar A, change the font size to 1.2 rem and display flex, align items center and justify content center to align them vertically horizontally. Height will be 100% like of its parent, and we can add the border radius here also, 5 pixels. I think we don't need border radius. We don't need border radius here, I think. We'll see. And this will also have cursor pointer. I don't think I need it here. Let's add this here. And also the transition we will have in both the cases, and we can also put some spacing in between. Sidebar item a span and margin left will be 1.5. Okay, and the font size will be 1.4 rem. And now we can add the hover effect. We will let's grab the a tag, add the hover, and what we want to do is we want to change the background to tomato, not this, tomato. Okay, so I think we are making some progress. Okay, so after that, let's go ahead and add the sign up button here also. What we did was we had this sidebar. Okay, with this div we can add button here, so it has the button now, and we can grab the button in our sidebar button and font size will be 1 point, I think it is already that, just margin top will be 2.5 m and give this a width of full 100% as the sidebar. Okay, so now if we go ahead and add some, okay, add a media query here. No, so what we want to do whenever we click this, we want it to appear here, and whenever we click back, it should not, it should go away. So at the moment, if we go to our navbar.css, we have set this to sidebar. Where's the sidebar? Yeah, left is by default 0, but if I set this to 100%, it will go off the screen. So what we want to do is whenever the sidebar, where is the sidebar here? So first of all, we will check whether or not sidebar is active. If sidebar is active, we give it some class name, and if it is not, we give it something else. We give it this, and if it is active, we give it an active class name like this. So at the moment, okay, nothing is happening because we don't have the CSS for sidebar.active. Let's add the dot active and change the left to 0. Now if I open it, you can see that it comes, and when I close it, it goes back. So, and then there was a small thing that I noticed earlier, that now when we are in this size of screen and I refresh the page, so it appears like this. It should not, it should come like this. So what we can do is we can fix this with a small useEffect. Let's add another useEffect here. useEffect, what this one will do is this one will essentially only be called once at the start of the screen, and uh, it will set the mobile to true or false based on the inner width. So let's if window dot inner width is less than 1065, we want to set mobile to true and add the dependency array here with an empty thing. So this will only be called once. I forgot the this. This will only be called once and it will not be called again because we don't have anything in the dependency array and we don't have any listeners inside, so it will never be called again. Only the first time whenever we refresh the page or the app renders. So now if we refresh, you can see it does not come like this. But if we refresh it from here, it comes like this. If we refresh it here, it comes like this. Okay, so the last thing is whenever we we now need to change this from this to this. Okay, so we can do that with the CSS. Let's go to our navbar.css and add a media query. Okay, so the media query will be, or media query will be here, or at the rate media screen and max width 900 pixels. So whenever we reach 900 pixels, we want to change some things. Let's do the first one first. Let's grab the sidebar dot active and change the width to 5 rep. Okay, and transition, I think let's add the transition later, and we will also grab the sidebar item a span and display will be none. So we will hide the we will hide the span from the sidebar item link tag, and whenever we change back, yep, it's working fine. Let's now go to our button.css and do the same thing here. Let's add our media query. What we want to do here is grab the button, and inside the button we have a span tag and we display none whenever we, okay, so you can see that it's pretty responsive. So you can go to mobile and you can see, okay, so it should not whenever, so there is some problem here. So when like this, whenever we change back to, okay, whenever we change, whenever we increase the screen size, it should not show this. So when we go here, we will also set sidebar to false. Okay, and then refresh. Now we decrease the size, open this, increase, okay, now it is going away. So that's good. Now to add one more thing, so whenever this is open, we click this, it should close it also. So whenever we close where whenever we click our sidebar item, where's the sidebar item here, this is our li, yeah. So on click, it should set sidebar to false, and for the button also. So whenever I click this, it closes, and it should also close whenever we close this. So let's go up top here. Whenever we click this, it also closes. So I think we are done here. So let's now add, like, quickly, I have some pages set up to navigate. Let's go to our app.js, import these pages, and add some routes to do we have anything in? Yep, I've already set up this CSS for app.js. It's very simple, nothing crazy, just the centering this text. So if we click any of these, we go to us next our different page, and we close we now like this. Okay, so this is also need to be cursor pointer. We click this, we go to another page, another page, another page, and if we further close it, another page, another page, another page. Okay, so also this should be cursor pointer. We can go to our navbar.css. Let's close this, close this. What was the name of our sidebar toggle logo? Here we can say cursor pointer. Yep, sure. So I think we're done here. I hope you all learned something. I also learned a lot when I was making this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share with your friends. Help me grow the channel. Thank you. Goodbye.